Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Total Value RV's YouTube segment. We're going to go ahead and bring to you today a brand new 2018 Thru Palazzo motorhome, model 36.3. It's a beautiful day out here, 69 degrees, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. So you get a real good look at that beautiful full body paint. It's a Sickens paint. And this is, again, the Brandon Dunes full body paint scheme. It's got a double clear coat on it. This particular coach is on a 28,000 pound chassis. It's a Freightliner XCS chassis, and it's going to have a 242-inch wheelbase. This is one of our larger Palazzos, so it'll have the ISB 340 horsepower Cummins engine. It's going to have 700 foot-pounds of torque, and definitely has a great weight to power ratio. So fuel economy is in the double digits all day long with this vehicle. If you take a good look at the front cap, we'll start up front. I'm going to cover some of the changes that we've done for 2018 models. One of them, as you can see, we have aggressive front end. That was actually done late in 17, but what you can't see is a 100-watt solar panel up top on the roof. That's a standard 100-watt solar panel with the charge controller down in the basement. There's room for 2 more panels up there if you'd like, or more if you really want to, but at least 2 more panels, 100-watt panels, can be wired in, no problem. You notice your large one-piece windshield up front, okay, and your Palazzo graphic here. This is painted in, okay. This is not a stickered decal graphic for you folks at home. This is all painted in. You have a great big opening for your 6,000 watt Cummins onan generator, okay, and of course you have really neat LED lighting down front. These running lights look great, and of course your front end is protected with a rock guard. Really tough to see to the naked eye, so do a great job of putting this application on. There's going to be a few different places on the coach where they put that application, around the entryway here, around the grab handle, and also down here at the kick guard as well. The coach is frameless windows all the way around. Really nice to see him doing it at the cockpit as well. That means all of your seals are protected with this vehicle, and it definitely extends the life of those. But more importantly, it's a really neat look, and open from a top swinging hinge. If you look at the top swinging hinges here, up top, it means you can leave these windows open when there's a soft rain going on outside, and not a whole lot of wind. That's a great feature. Moving on to the changes again for 2018, another one was going to be the Carefree Legless awning with the flex guard. So the flex guard, again, we used to just have an awning fabric that was exposed, and now it's going to have the flex guard up top. So that's going to protect the awning as seasons change, the sun really beats down on it, protect it against those UV rays. 27-inch entry here. Another thing to note is the entryway, the handle, the latch assembly. This is all, it's designed so that you just basically pull, it almost opens on its own. You got a nice screen door here. Again, a 27-inch opening, but the door latch here is what I'm pointing out. It's a great function, and different from the years past. You're not opening that door and giving it the old shoulder bump to get out of the coach like some of the other vehicles out there at this price point. If you look here, you're going to have a nice pass-through storage area. Your ladder that you see down low here is for your overhead bed, which we'll show you in a minute. But if you look up top, you're going to have a nice slide tray. Huge pass-through storage here. Okay, and you will have, one more time, you'll have a connection here, 110 connection here with an LED light. This is all Citadel line fiberglass. It's a light color inside, so that if in fact you have this thing loaded with gear, you don't have your gear kind of covering that light. The light's in a great position. If you do have it stacked to the wall there, then you're going to have a lighter exterior, which is going to help illuminate better at night. So that's the reason we do that nice light color fiberglass. As you can tell, we run most of our wiring through the main rails of the chassis. Keep it really clean inside here. Not a whole lot of stuff just kind of jumbled up or in the way of your gear. We do a 32-inch exterior TV. It's an Xera TV out here in our Palazzo. This will be on swivel, so you have the ability to just go ahead and pull that right on out. $91-gallon freshwater tank with this coach, and we'll just have a guard here to protect that tank and your sensors. But if you ever had to get in there, change a sensor, check stuff out, real easy to access. I don't want to pass these over. Real quick, just 22.5-inch polished aluminum wheels. Historically, with our Palazzo product, up until the very end of 2017, we were still running the steel wheels, and so now we have the aluminum wheels. And with that being said, it's a much softer metal than the steel, obviously, and so it dissipates a lot of the harmonics from the ground vibration. Great addition, great upgrade, and saves our customers about $3,000 if they were to go and do that modification aftermarket. We have valve stem extenders built in standard here in the rear axle, and of course, this being a 28,000 pound chassis, because it's a Freightliner chassis, we still have a V-ride axle back here, so one of the best rated axle ratings on a motorhome that you can get, and it's right here in our Palazzo. Looking here, you will have a 4-bank battery system down low with your 2 chassis batteries up top. Your 6-volt batteries are positioned down low, real easy to access, with a disconnect here for storage purposes. Okay, so you don't have a constant draw at that battery bank there. Of course, when you look down low, you will have a 2,000 watt Magnum modified Sine inverter. Okay, if you notice how they do here at all their grounds, you're going to have a protective coating there. Real easy to access any of this stuff. Your charge controller here, got venting there so it doesn't get too warm in this compartment. Also a fan built in there with thermostat, so this whole area here is controlled and protected from heat. If you look up top, you're going to have a backup camera with very bright lighting on either end of it. So at nighttime, when you put this coach in reverse, you put your docking lights on, you have the ability to light the rear of the coach up very nicely. Got a great look to this rear cap. Real easy access to the rear. I like to point out in a lot of the videos how easy it is to access everything. The fact that you're not running funnels up top here, and you know it's tough to fill things over there because you just can't reach it. No, everything is right here, readily accessible, including diagnostics here. Just point out, folks at home, you will have your brake fluid here, you'll have your engine coolant, trans fluid, and then your engine oil here. And notice where the position of the engine oil, the one that you may, if you do any of the work yourself or anything like that, the one that you may access the most, very easy to get to. We do run a 10,000 pound hitch back here on our Palazzo, and you will have a 7-way connector here for your tow vehicle that's all wired in there. Great positioning, so it's real easy, real clean, and most importantly, very functional. You do have the single stacked headlights, which are positioned a little bit taller than where you'll see them traditionally. The reason they're a little higher is we kind of make it more apparent for vehicles behind the coach to see, you know, over a tow vehicle. So for instance, you have to slam on your brakes, you're lighting up a little bit higher, and most likely the people behind you are able to see that. 50 amp connectivity here for your shore power cord, and this is breathability for the motor here. We'll look in here, Jeff, you just get a chance to see. Probably not much that the customers are going to need to access, but you get them a good look. Take a look over here, Jeff. Give me a chance to see. Your Cummins 6.7 liter ISB, 340 horsepower engine. This is going to be your DEF tank, and you have a 13-gallon DEF tank on this coach. 13 gallons should get you at least three fuel tanks, 90-gallon fuel tanks. Let's just be super conservative. Say you're towing a vehicle and you average 10 miles per gallon. That's 900 miles. So you figure every 2,700 miles to 3,000 miles would be ideal for changing here. But just in case you forget, you have a digital gauge on the dash. You have an analog gauge in the exterior of the coach. This is very important, though. If you forget to fill your DEF fluid, you can go into an idle mode, and the coach will go into limp mode and cruise at 20 miles an hour and gradually work its way down to protect the engine. However, this has actually been mandated for folks that don't know at home what is DEF. This has just been mandated since 2010 for all diesel vehicles, and it's for cleaner emissions essentially. You're burning the exhaust of, it's coming off at about 700 degrees versus 1400 degrees in the rear here, and but that's more for particulates. And so anyways, for the folks at home, sorry to bore the people that have been dealing with DEF for the last 5-6 years. And here you go. You've got a wet bay here. We call this a business end of the coach, but it's nothing but business. Real simple. Of course, you've got your swivel here. Okay, this makes it a little easier to hook up your hose, and then of course you drop your sewer hose down through here. You've got a 2-inch mega dump here, so for fresh water you can dump that 91-gallon freshwater tank in a jiff if you needed to. Your black and your gray, which we show the folks at home that have never owned a motorhome or don't know how to camp. We will show you how to use that. It's pretty simple. You've got low point drains, both hot and cold, and then easy winterization and bypass valves here. You have a sewer tank flush here, which is a perforated valve that will spray the inside of your black tank like a high pressure sprinkler system. And then of course you've got your outside shower. Now of course you can shower with that, but for anybody that's never really used that, that's very handy. You know, if you're coming back from the beach and you've got sand in your feet, and say for instance you want to wash your feet off before you go inside, that's nice. If you want to take the full shower outside, you can definitely do that. Give the dog a drink on a hot day, you can do that. Here, just point something out for the folks at home, Jeff. This is going to be your furnace exhaust. You have a 35,000 BTU furnace in this coach. Okay, so definitely enough to heat this this vehicle. And then of course, I want to pass up here. We've actually painted to match the side of the coach our dryer vent. Okay, so you have a stackable washer and dryer, which we'll get to in a few here. But we actually painted that to match the side of the coach. It's a great look. You've got awning toppers on top of your slide outs. Here's the other end of your pass-through storage on your side swinging baggage doors. Cafe style doors here. All right, and then of course you've got a nice hook for your power cord reel, or for your power cord. Sorry, and then of course you've got your tank here. Look up top, you've got storage there. All right. Of course, you got a 90-gallon fuel tank, like I've mentioned in the video already, but here it's a dual fill, so you can fill from either end of the coach. It's nice to be able to point out. You have your refrigerator up front, so you're going to have a quick access to your water portion of the coach, so you can actually winterize that and bypass that refrigerator, shut off the water portion. During the winter time, if you store this away and you're in a colder climate, it makes it really easy. If you look down here, you'll have a keyed schematic down low, and that's going to be for your chassis fuses, and of course the fact that you've got that really easy to access is nice. You've got a light in here in case of an emergency and you're out on the side of the road or something like that. Okay, here's your release for the front hood. And as you make your way around the front hood here, let me just lift this up for everybody at home. I like to point this out. You get a chance, and you get a chance to see what's going on down here. You've got your hydraulic pump located right up front here now. You've got your air chuck here in case you want to fill up any of the inflatables for the kids at home, bike tires, an emergency with your tires up front here or in the rear. And of course, you've got a nice oversized dash fan. Okay, like I'd mentioned before, your RV quiet diesel 6,000 watt Cummins onan generator. It's going to come equipped. It's got a Kubota motor in there. Been around for 127 years. That's why you hear about these things running forever and ever. If you look in here, you're going to have windshield washer fluid. Real easy to get to. Okay. Alrighty. I guess we can make our way around to the inside of the coach.
1 2, please. Part 1 2.
I guess I can point a couple things out. I hate missing things. Here we go. Side view cameras. They show you that from the outside and then as well as the inside. But your side view cameras, they're integrated into your side view mirrors here. They're blinker activated. All you have to do is hit your left or your right hand turn signal. The other thing about that system there is they're heated mirrors. So on a cold day, you've got the mirror heat. Let's give the folks at home a look at the coach, Jeffrey. Of course, you can hit the master lights on switch right when you walk in the door here. This is going to be pretty convenient. You can hit your step well light, your living room light, which the arrow indicators will mean that you can dim your lights if you want, so you have dimmable capabilities there. But right here I can just hit my master on or master off switch. If I hit master on, turn around, you get the chance to see all of the lights on. Jeff, if you want to show them, I'm going to turn them off. Okay, and now we hit them all on. Nice little feature for folks that aren't used to that. And of course, when you walk in this coach, you've got a step wheel here. So your step wheel, okay, is kind of a hidden compartment. I've had folks tell me, you know, they do everything for dogs, but we don't have anything for cats. Well, for the cat lovers, here you go. That's also a great place just for your muddy boots when you walk into this beautiful motorhome. But as we make our way inside, you'll get a chance to see. This is the Quarry Interior, and it's the new Pacific Cherry hardwood. Okay, this is all solid hardwood cabinetry in this coach. Right here from the front, you've got access to your residential Whirlpool 16 cubic foot refrigerator. Okay, so this is really nice and convenient to have this right up front. Of course, you've got your dinette behind that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run these slides on out for the folks at home. So it'll just take me a second to do that. And while we're doing that, Jeff, maybe we can show them around the cab here. Take a good look at your cockpit. You know, one of the nice features that you have, because you're in a XCS chassis, it gives us the ability to do a mid-entry door on a diesel. So you'll see that in the gas motorhome, and what's nice about the gas motorhomes is the chairs are sitting pretty much side by side. For husband and wife or friends going down the road, you don't have that recessed seat because of a step well there. So you're sitting side by side, you're able to carry great conversation here. And that's a very good talking point about the Palazzo. The other fact is we've got a nice built-in workstation up front here. Apologize, I had to yell over the slides, but this is just going to be a very functional workstation. And I've heard it said before, why doesn't everybody do this? It's a great question. Why doesn't everybody do this? But anyways, you've got a good storage down here, actual designated space for your laptop. 12 volt and 110 plugs here for charging capability. All right. Of course, got very functional windows here. Nice big windows, and notice where the crossbar is, well out of the way of any ordinary driver. Of course, if you're 7.5 foot tall, that might change your window out for you. But anyways, notice here we have a 10.1 inch display, and that's now going to have, it's the Xterra dual mirroring system, but it's now going to have navigation as well. It's a pretty neat system here. You've got Bluetooth capability, your camera system set up here, USB input, AV input, and of course navigation, which is one of the bigger features there. Everybody loves the fact that you've got a navigation system built in here now. A couple quick things to note about the Palazzo. Well, this one in particular, this one's a little bit different. We call this one special. Let me just show the folks at home why we call it special. It's only got 64.1 miles on it. It's still in its infancy. I think this one was born 3 or 4 days ago. I'm teasing. It just came over from the shop. This is our first day here on the lot. 36.3 model. So if anybody's been looking for it, don't wait too long. They don't last here very long at Total Value RV. We are the factory direct dealer, and that's the reason you see 64.1 miles. Very rare to see that on a motorhome because this is the only place you're going to see it unless you got an exclusive look at the factory. But long story short, you don't have a transport driver breaking it in for you. You guys pick up a fresh motorhome, drive it home yourself. It goes a long ways because you're able to at least adhere to the manufacturer's specifications. Don't want you driving too fast, towing a vehicle too fast, or using your cruise control the first few thousand miles. And so alternating your speed is recommended. Anyways, we'll move on back to the cockpit area here. I just want to show when you move up to the 28,000 pound chassis, you're going to have a 2500 series Allison 6-speed push button transmission here. Okay, that's going to be right here. I love the positioning of it. I love the style of the fact that you've got your cup holder. If you look at the ergonomic design with this dash, it's really one of the better laid out dashes out there today. You have your LCI leveling system, which is hydraulic powered both up and down. It's a 4-point leveling system. Your heated mirrors switch here. You've got the ability to control your left and your right hand mirror. Your air gauges here to make sure that you're aired up. Of course, you got your docking light, your auxiliary start, windshield wipers, exhaust brake, which is a VG turbo variable exhaust brake. Okay, you've got your information system toggle bar here. And of course your lighting capability, and one feature that I absolutely love. Now this Palazzo is 12 foot tall, but if you look at this if you look at this air suspension system, we can dump that to get under that 12-foot mark and pull it straight in and out of a garage under a pole barn, and have that clearance. It's a great feature, which brings me to the point that this is a low profile coach, or lower profile by design, and you're going to have a lot of advantages to that. You're going to have aerodynamic advantages, as well as stability advantages. You have a minimization in the roll from the left to the right, and of course this is paired up with one of the better suspension systems out there. But just want to real quick, I'll finish up at the front here, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the construction. I try not to do that with every single video because not everyone likes to watch 45-minute videos, but I try and throw it in there every tidbit that I can. So if you can bear with me, I'll cover some of that construction stuff. But a couple things pointing out the dash. Yes, you've got 64 miles on it. You've got your fuel gauge here with your DEF indicator. So when I mentioned the digital indication on your dash, that's what I'm talking about here. Generator start button here. 2-stage dash fans. You have a nightshade up front, full privacy. Okay. And going down the road, it'll actually double as a sun visor, which is what you're seeing going on here. All right. We have dome lights, which have an easy access switch for the driver. So what I'm getting at, guys, I point all this stuff out because it's all right here accessible to the driver, and it's positioned perfectly. If you look at the angle of the screen, you're not picking up any of the glare from the left or the right. Of course, if you ever were from the left or the right, you've got roller shades on either end. Okay, you pull past the point of an inch, they stay fixed, and that's fantastic. Dual pane windows, I don't want to forget that for the folks at home. And now I'm going to go ahead and run the back slide on out. So Jeff, if you want to just maybe go ahead and take them through, maybe just show the cabinetry up close, countertops up close. We've got new countertops throughout for 2018. I'm going to rattle off some of the changes that we've done on the 18 products on the interior. One of them being a Newport wood. This is not the Newport, but we do have a lighter wood than this if this is a little too rich for the folks at home. But this has really been one of our better selling woods here. Alright. Notice the walnut flooring here throughout. So the new walnut flooring is a beautiful look. Very soft, but I love that. So pointing out a couple things. Notice here you actually have a roller shade in your kitchen area, which is pretty neat. You don't have the old aluminum shade clanking around. 50/50 sink, which is stainless steel and recessed, and you've got your flush mount covers. Notice how thick those countertops are. It's not a cheap countertop. So you have LG Himax counters in here. Of course, you will have your dedicated storage back here for your stove top covers. In the stove top itself, you have an 8,000 BTU burner up front. That's your high output burner, and you have two 5,000 BTU burners in the rear here. Love the fact that we give you a 1.9 cubic foot residential style over the range convection microwave oven. It's a Whirlpool appliance again. We're trying to use the Whirlpool appliances for the most part throughout this coach. We have a 10-gallon, while we're talking here, 10-gallon gas electric hot water heater with direct spark ignition in this coach. You've got basically 18 gallons of hot water per hour, which is fantastic. Family of 4 to 6 can shower and everybody, share that hot water without fighting over it anymore. Of course, you have your ice maker up top, and again that little access door in the exteriors to go ahead and shut the water off at that point. And then of course you have your fridge down low. One thing I like to point out with this manufacturer, they're giving you the ability to go ahead and latch that. This is a fantastic door here. This can actually be geared up to where it can actually open this way if you wanted it to. Neat system. While we're up front, Jeff, let's go ahead and run this bunk down. People at home are going to love this one. 500-pound capacity. Of course, we tested over 650 pounds with this bed. But we go ahead and we have a 500-pound capacity up here. And you have a 4-inch thick cotton cloud mattress right up front. We used to have an airbed up there. I mean, be honest with you, this is a lot easier, especially in an emergency sleeping situation. You just drop that bed, you sleep 2 full-grown adults up there, no problem. And especially the taller folks. If you've got anybody who's really tall, this might be the best spot for them. So that coach runs almost, or that bed runs almost the entire 8-foot width of this coach. You can definitely sleep 2 more good-sized human beings in this bed here. This is a dream dinette, so this table will drop down and recess, and then it will we'll go ahead and house a couple more people there at night. Of course, these can pop off, or you have top-end access for storage underneath these. And then you have some 110 plugs down low, if you notice there, for plugging any of your appliances in. We have decorative lights here. It's more of a softer lighting, and then of course you have independent capability on these overhead lights. This is in place of the old bed. This is the old style bed. This new hide-a-bed system here is our side sleeper, has replaced the old hide-a-bed system, and it's just maximized the sleeping capability as well as the walk-through capability in this particular area of the coach. This is a great setup here, especially with the couch positioning. You're right in front of the fireplace, in front of your huge Xera TV with the sound bar. Okay, we've done a nice little tile backsplash here as well as in your kitchen area, and you can see, as you can see that's actually quite nice compared to what I've seen in some of the other products out there. Here you have residential fridge plus pantry space. So that's awesome. Good to see that. Just going to point out some of the overhead cabinetry space and down low cabinetry space for everybody at home real quick. Notice the depth in your drawers, a residential depth if all of your drawers are out. Okay, got some goodies down here. It's your filter for your whole house water filtration system, which by the way will filter out about 99.98% of all impurities coming into the coach. But here you go, nice, and then even that top drawer. Got a remote for every day of the week there. Your fireplace, just show you. You've got a remote for your stereo system, your sound bar, your fireplace, your televisions, DVD player. It's all right there. Of course, when you look in here, great storage, and I like the fact that it's compartmentalized. If you wanted to put your cleaning materials in one area and trash bags and all that other good stuff in the other area, it's compartmentalized. That's great. Another thing to point out real quick, your residential style faucet with a pull-out sprayer. Okay, your single lever action on that. And making our way on through. So the folks at home, your day shade, your night shade here. Okay, give it a little tug and that's how they'll retract. This is your the first of your bathrooms here. This is your half bath. Okay. And what's nice with this coach is all of your vents overhead are fantastic fans with vent covers. And if you look there, that's one of the better systems. You're going to circulate about 920 cubic feet of air per minute. When you walk into this bathroom here, Jeff, if you want to come back one more time, I'll open this up so they can see. We've really done a great job positioning that medicine cabinet to maximize space in there. So kind of giving you a corner angle there. That has allowed us to really position the toilet in the right spot, the commode in the right spot here, and then of course maximize your counter space as well as your storage. Okay, opposing cabinet fronts here, so that's nice. A couple things I like to point out with Thor is they're doing all the ducting not only for their ACs but for their heat into their bathroom area. Okay, when you look at that, that gives us, what does that do? Real quick before I close this. Okay, you got your towel rack here, solid wood door. But now you're able to keep that nice residential appearance. You don't have a big gap up top or at the floor, okay, to allow for that heat and cold air exchange. Here we're going to have division between the living space and the master suite. Real quick, before I forget, you have dual air conditioners on this. They're low profile air conditioners, and you will have their 13.5s both in the front and the rear. If you want to come on in here, Jeff, I'll show them the closet right away before I start showing them all the good stuff. Just going to show them, look at the double hanging capability here. If you really, let's say you are that 7.5 foot tall person, now you don't have an excuse. You've got the full length here for your wardrobe. And of course, with this one being a stackable washer and dryer, Whirlpool appliances top to bottom here. And thing to point out, great positioning here. You've still got tons of space up top for additional blankets and pillows and things that you might need for the longer haul or to bring any guests with you. There you have a great space behind the television for storage. And then lighting down low here. I've always thought it might be a good idea to maybe have a mirror that you could set up here and an extra little ottoman or chair to sit on for a makeup area. Just a thought, but really nice sized drawer space throughout this bedroom. One thing you'll notice is how much space Jeff and I both have in here. And Jeff's the man behind the camera, by the way. Jeff, you want to turn that camera around one time? Go ahead. Say hello. That's Jeff, guys. That's the man. That's the magic here. Anyways, if you look here, this is going to be a nice big area. I wouldn't quite call it a dance floor, but we're getting close. But you have a tremendous amount of space here. If you look down low, you will have your new G6 panel. And of course, you're going to have your fuses and your breakers here. Real easy to get to. And you also have a tilt-a-view bed. Now, this tilt-a-view bed is a trademark. This is Thor's big, one of the bigger innovations. This is going to really kind of change the RV game up a little bit for us, because what it's doing is it's allowing for a lot more functional space when the slides are out and you're really not sleeping. It's also giving you the ability to watch television in bed in the morning, at night, when you're having a bite to eat or a sip of coffee in the morning. So I really personally love this feature here. You know, we've been able to still bring you the same quality mattress without compromising there. So you're able to get a high quality mattress and still have those high-end functions there. I love that. Nook space on either end with some additional nooks and cranny space there. Functional windows on either end of your slide out, and really deep cabinetry here up top. Just want to pop that open. Jeff, can you pop those two open? And look at that. I mean, really, you could sleep another person up there if we wanted to. It's huge. It's that big, but you know, you don't quite see that until you open it up and really get a good look in there. So I'm going to run the bed down really quick so everyone back at home can see how that works. Get this off here. This is your cover for your bed out in the dinette. Okay. There you have it. Take a look at that. You get a chance to see what your bed looks like there. Beautiful, like it's the Quarry Interior. But there you have it. Now take a look at the space that you get here in the bedroom, even with the bed down. So if you just were feeling lazy that day, you didn't want to push the button, take the 10 seconds to run the button, you still got functionality here. So just like to point that out. I'm going to go ahead and run that back up so everyone can see that happen one more time. It's not a two-setting deal either. I mean, you can stop that at any point. So whatever's comfortable for you there at home. Dual channel ducts as well, so we don't just have a single ducting system. You have dual channel ducts, helping to maximize airflow. Again, some additional privacy here. But the master bath, come on back, this is where your shower's at. Huge shower. Let me just show everybody at home. Nice low step to get into that shower too. Really an important feature for some of my folks who may have a little harder time stepping in and out of the shower or getting up and over a big step. It's nice to know. Here's something you don't quite see every day. A lot like in the kitchen, which I'm going to show you in a second because I forgot to open a couple overhead cabinets, you're going to have adjustable shelving. Here you will have a hanging bar up top so that you can create wardrobe space, but that space is really whatever you can decide you need to bring along. That's space that you would typically see wasted with a lot of the other manufacturers. Maybe not all of that space, but a good chunk of it. So as you can tell, Thor has really maximized every bit of space. I make that an important point to make in every one of my videos because it's the absolute truth. You've got fantastic storage throughout this entire coach. Hidden handles. So something to point out, one thing you don't see with this cabinetry is hinges. Okay, they're all hidden. And you also have a new pull style handle versus a knob with the 2018 products. Changes in the interior there. We've also done an additional backsplash here in the bathroom, and that's going to be a change for the interiors on the 18s. Looking down here, no obstruction, so you can still put larger baskets of all the goodies in there. Look how deep those are. Full extension. And again, you've got heat ducted down here into the bathroom. Pull all these out. You've got a quick switch for your block heater, And then you have your porcelain commode here, which front is porcelain as well, but you have your porcelain foot flush commode right here in the rear. And then of course, some additional hanging wardrobe space here. And you have an additional rod up top. Notice the crown moldings, the moldings that you're going to see throughout the coach. It's not just a simple finished design. They've really done a great job of dressing this coach up. With that being said, a couple things I forgot were just these overhead cabinets, which are adjustable shelving. I'll show you that over at home. Again, no wasted space. Notice how everything opens opposing. No obstruction here for the larger items. That works great. Your central system here, right in here, you're going to have easy operation from, give everybody a look at home real quick. I'm just going to run through this stuff real fast, Jeff. You have digital tank indicators here to tell you exactly where you are for your fresh, your gray, your black tanks, and your LP. You have tank heaters with this coach, which are 12-volt heat pads to keep your tanks from freezing in cold weather. A water pump switch here, as well as a remote switch in the outside, so you don't have to come inside with sandy feet. You can actually hit the water pump switch outside and use that outside shower. Nice little feature. Your water heater, your gas or your electric, you can operate from here. Your DC power. You also have an auto gen start. So real quick, this is a step up from a gas motorhome, and a lot of gas motorhomes don't have an auto gen start capability. We're starting to see it more and more nowadays, but the big advantage originally was just our diesel products that we saw that with, but now you're starting to see it more often. And why? Is because it's such an important feature. This gives us the ability to fire off our generator when we're not there. Okay, that's the auto gen start. Well, when your voltage reaches a certain point and you can set your desired voltage, your generator will fire up, charge your battery bank system completely, and shut itself off without you having to mess with it. It works based on temperature. If you set the inside of your coach and it's 5-degree intervals, so let's say you set your coach for 70 degrees. If it gets any hotter than 70 degrees in here, your generator will fire up, cool your coach, and shut itself off. Again, thermostatically, you know, if you've got let's say you're out at a campground, quick scenario, you've got your dogs in the coach. It's a 100-degree day, and you're out there, and you're out there, say, on a hike, and you're gone 2 miles away. Well, somebody trips over your power cord, and you've got your pet in the coach. Now it's starting to get really hot in there. This coach will sense that, and it'll fire up your generator and protect your fur friends at home. But again, it's just a nice feature if you don't want to come back to a super hot coach. It also works based on quiet time. A lot of campgrounds out there will not allow for you to use your generator during specific hours of the night. We can set the desired quiet time with this coach, and it'll actually fire up well before that, completely charge the bank, and then shut itself off before quiet time, so that you can make it all the way through the night. Just some great features to talk about there. And of course, when you come on in for your new motorhome, we give you a very thorough walkthrough. We run through this coach through a very comprehensive inspection, checking all the systems and applications for our customers, and then of course that same technician takes you through a walkthrough and teaches you how to use this. Nothing will be foreign before you leave here. Our customers have the ability to stay and camp with us for as long as they like. Most of our customers are going to stick around for a good 2 and 3 days just to make sure that everything's perfect with their coach. But again, you have the assurance of knowing you don't have to leave here until you're confident that you know how to operate everything. So everybody feels good there. But anyways, you've got your climate control here. Your lighting, which is really nice. You can actually hit your cargo lights. One button and all of your cargo lights will come on. So something we didn't have in the past. But anyways, just real quick, you can run your vents from the auxiliary station here. All of your vents can be controlled right from the center, which is fantastic. But anyways, I'll leave it at that, guys. I think I've given you enough info for the day, with the exception of a couple things. I promised some construction features for the people at home. If you saw everything you need to see, we'll see you next time. You can reach us at www.totalvaluerv.com or reach us toll-free at 866-282-4460. For the folks that want to stick around to hear a little bit of the goodies, construction-wise, which are going to set this coach aside from some of the competition, here they go. Number one, you got a flush floor up front, no step getting into the cockpit, and because of that, we're able to use 24 by 8 sheets of flooring in here. And 24 by 8 sheets of flooring is going to be fantastic because you don't have a seam every 4 feet in the coach. And if you think about it, every 4 feet, if you had every 4 feet they had to screw down those bits of plywood, over time you have more opportunity for squeaks and groans and what we call warping and stuff like that, where you start to see the wood come up a little bit. We just don't have that with this product because we're using 24 by 8 sheets of wood. Really cool to talk about. That means that right about this point of the coach, and typically at a point where we have minimal traffic, you're going to have a seam somewhere. We never know because we don't ever come across that with these, but every once in a while, if you step into an older motorhome, you'll know what I'm talking about. No different than an older home. But a couple other things to talk about construction-wise. This coach is built on the same line that we build our top-end diesel product, our Thru Tuscany. There is no compromise in the quality of construction going from one coach up to the next segment and the next segment. So it's one of the bigger advantages with this product. Another big advantage with the Palazzo, aside from just fuel economy, price point, and what it gives you for the money, is the fact that it has a fantastic resale value. There's not a single option with our Palazzos, and with that being said, a manufacturer is going to give you a suggested manufacturer-suggested retail price sheet. And on that price sheet, the next time you go shopping, look at the MSRP and look at the amount of options on the product that you're considering. And consider this: the second you drive that coach off the lot, most all of those options lose their value. With this coach, we have a base price that's exactly the same as the manufacturer's suggested list price. And the advantage there is, as a dealer, when I'm taking this coach in on trade in a few years, we're able to go ahead and pull up the value of that coach and say, hey, the base price, because it's all they give you a value on the base price is this, you have a much higher resale value. So for folks that are looking to maybe get in there and explore the diesel realm and decide if this is something they want to do forever, we hear a lot of different scenarios, but for somebody that's really looking for a higher end resale or a higher end product with a better resale value, this is really a great way to go. A couple other construction notes real quick. I just want to talk about solid hardwood construction versus wrapped wood. This is something that you just don't always see at this price point, so take a look at this beautiful hardwood one last time. It's all Amish crafted woodwork here, and some of the big advantages I talk about is the fact that there's a couple different stages that they go through. It's not just, the cabinetry's not just run down an assembly line and knocked out in a quick fashion. This is actually all stained by hand. All the pinstriping that you see in here is all done by hand, and there's a couple different stages. As you can see, there's a recessed panel here, which is going to give us a little bit of depth to our product, so you get a chance to see. That's kind of the little construction stuff that I like to take the time to talk about, because most folks, they just don't really can't see that in a video. So I'm glad you got a chance to spend some time with us and take note in some of these features. If you have any additional questions or you can afford any more time, come on out to the dealership or give us a call. Again, 866-282-4460. For our folks that are here locally, 574-262-4460. www.totalvaluerv.com. Like our YouTube video, go ahead and hit subscribe so that you can see all the new videos that we're producing. And if there's anything that we forgot, by all means give us a shout. But we're signing out for now. Catch you on the next one.